Burnout is a chronic state of physical and emotional exhaustion that is caused by prolonged stress. It is not like a cold that you wake up with one day. It is caused by prolonged stress that builds up over time. So that's why I was sharing earlier why it's so important to be able to recognize those early warning signs of burnout in our thoughts and our bodies and how we're acting so that we can have an intervention that helps us before it gets really bad. And if you're feeling currently in a state of burnout, the good news is that you can recover, you can heal, and it does take time. There's no quick fix solution here. The three characteristics of burnout that the World Health Organization identifies to be able to know if you're clinically burned out. The first state of burnout is what Karen was mentioning, and I heard some of you in the chat saying physical and emotional exhaustion. The second one is depersonalization and cynicism. So that's something I remember experiencing and occasionally experience, but this is more of a, pervasive sense of what does it matter? Maybe if I don't care anymore about this job, then I'll feel better. And that has an effect on us in that we start seeing people in a more transactional way. We kind of don't, that's the depersonalization. We just kind of get through the day, right? Because we're so exhausted. It's just like going through the motions, right? I saw somebody say autopilot. And then the third characteristic is a decreased sense of personal accomplishment. So that's pretty intuitive as far as what that means. And when you combine all the characteristics together, again, it makes sense to feel like your tank is empty and you have nothing to give and you can't think creatively when you're so exhausted. Again, it's not your fault, and there are things that you can do to support yourself. And I will just share 2 books that I would recommend. Am I showing these? I can't see my face, but Can you see these? So one is called Burnout, and you can tell me if you've read these. The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Response Cycle. The Stress Cycle by the Nagoski sisters. And then Mindful Self-Compassion for Burnout by Dr. Kristen Neff. And just want to acknowledge that I mentioned the science behind mindfulness, and these tools have been around for over 2,500 years. So Buddhists, Hindus, many different wisdom traditions have known for thousands of years that these practices work. And I think it's important to just acknowledge where they came from.